Hi, in this video we're going to continue to build the Webflow site that I found. This section is similar to one that we've built in a previous video, so I'll leave a card on how I built that there, and to save time I'm going to import a template. The only difference between the old section and this section here is they seem to have some kind of SVG pattern in the background and a background image here. So let's just tackle that. What I'm going to do is import the old template that I built here. As you can see, that's imported that. So that looks pretty similar to that one there. Although we won't need the background image for this one. Of that SVG that's in the corner there, what we'll actually need is a different SVG that we'll add in later. So, but let's delete that for now. So let's go to background and delete that. The home of fresh products is what this should say, but it will now be an H2 because it won't be a hero section on this page. The home of fresh products, and we're going to have to replace the class here because we don't want to affect the hero section. So let's add another class of, let's call this split section. Heading. Oh, looks like we already have that. So split let's just call this section heading because most section headings are going to be the same on this site. So let's just call that section heading there and remove that class. So now we need to go to typography, making sure that section heading class is enabled. Select the color, and on raw we can go to the variables that I've added previously, and if you want to see that, look at the previous video to see how I've done that. And we are going to have a color of primary, a font size of, let's say, 2 rem. That's not enough, so if we use the up and down arrow keys we can actually add that in till it looks the size that we want it to look, which is about there. So let's call that 6 rem, arbitrary figures for now. Excuse me. Then we need to set a width for this because we don't want it to be too wide, so let's give it a max width of, say, 30 characters, which seems too many. So again, using the up and down arrow keys, let's see, there we go. 12 characters seems fine, and we need to change the line height because it's a lot closer in the example above. So let's go to line height, and I believe 1 look be about right. Yes, that looks fine there. The lorem ipsum text there, the intro text, is slightly larger here. So I think I'm going to put a different class on this because we don't want split hero intro. So let's call this section intro. So that's, they probably will apply throughout the site. So let's call it that. And then let's look at the font size, and let's make that, again, let's just start with 2 rem. Looks a little large. So I'd say that's probably about right there. Excusing the width, that really doesn't matter at this point. Learn about is, let's change the text for that to learn about us. We don't need this whole section here, so we can delete that. Now let's go to the image and replace the placeholder with the actual image that I have previously uploaded, which is here. Insert that. So that is now looking similar to this. Obviously the sizing is slightly different, so I mean we can set a width on this image if we want, but again we will need to change the class on this one because we don't want to affect the previous one. So let's add another class and let's call this split. Again, from a previous video we've already got that, so let's call this split section image 2. I know that's not really a great class name, but for this it will be fine. Naming things is hard, especially when you've already previously done this, and I should be doing this better. I do apologise. Let's go to a width and let's make this 90%. %, of that image looks fine, but probably need to actually make it an actual figure so that we can replicate that further down the line. So let's try 40 rem, and then that's not good. Let's make it 50 rem. Yep, 50 rem looks pretty bang on at that point. Right, now let's tackle the 2 things that are different about this section, which is the, I don't know if you can see it in this video, but there's a light blue background. SVG essentially is how they've done it on this site. So let's first of all go to the section, and I'm making sure that the split hero section class isn't selected because this will be used on a section by section basis, no doubt, so it's fine to do this on the ID level here. So let's go to the background image, and I've previously uploaded it here. So let's click on insert and let's see how that looks. That actually looks pretty good straight from the off, actually. Yeah, pretty good. So the next thing we need to look at is there is a background image that says yum yum going across here. Now I think that should be within the split hero wrapper and split hero content. I think that's a background image that's put in there. So let's go to the select. Let's see if I can find the yum yum. Put in there, and that works pretty well, apart from it's just a little too big. So let's make contain, and then let's make sure that's center, and that should be fine. So that is that section now complete. Let's have a look at what it looks like on responsive mode. So let's just delete the reference section so that we don't have that in the way anymore. And we can see that that's that section complete. Still looks good at that size. And looks pretty good at that size, actually. Apart from this yum yum is actually repeating. So let's go to the split hero content. Sorry, let's go back at this size. Make sure that this is set to no repeat. And some of the responsive things of this have actually come from the previous section that I've built, because obviously this image has been set to go above the content below, but we're still getting the split content section there. All looks pretty good actually, so I think that's complete. If you want to have access to this section, I'll probably leave a link in the description. Thanks. I hope you find this helpful. If you do, like, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Thanks. Bye.